Okay, 4 hours of riding today up at McNut, which is a good variety of easy to moderate terrain with a little bit of technical stuff thrown in there. Nothing really hard, but certainly a lot of fun. The bike performed awesome, just flawless. The fuel injection is so nice to get used to. It's got power exactly where you want it. It pulls strong. There's no hesitation. It gives you a lot of confidence. You can ride the bike like a trials bike. Great in technical terrain, just sort of working your way up through and over rocks and stuff. Drop-offs, you don't need to hesitate before you just gas it off. Drop-offs and things. I found out today that the foot pegs are a little higher than the TX, which is great because I was always hitting the foot pegs onto the rocks and stuff. Today, not a problem. The linkage is different. It does ride higher in the rear, so that helps with clearance as well. The TX did tend to be dragging the pegs and run pretty low in the stroke on the rear suspension. Got the air forks in there, of course, we've discussed that before. Seem to have them perfectly, that's about the perfect height now. You can see here, allows for perfect steering. It's great in the faster technical stuff as well, and good on the high speed stuff. No wobble, nothing like that going on. Starts fairly easy, doesn't start as well as the TX did. The TX, you just sort of look at the button and it would start virtually. This thing sometimes requires a little bit of cranking, but fires to life quicker than what a 4-stroke injected bike does. Brakes, there's a few people are saying that the brakes, being the Magura, aren't quite as good as the Brembos, but going on the fact that they use exactly the same brake pads, I really don't think there's any difference. I run the left-hand rear brake and there's still plenty of leverage on it. The brake pads look exactly the same, so I don't really think that's an issue for anybody. You know, I run the gnarly pipe on it right from day one. It's never had been run with the stock pipe on it. Don't know whether it makes really any difference, but it's a little bit of a tougher pipe, so it's going to take the hits a little bit better than what a stock pipe is, and I can always put the stock pipe on when I sell it, make it all look pretty again. Silencer is nice, got a nice sound to it, not noisy. You can see here it's not running any spooge at all out the back. It runs really clean. Talked about the fact that it runs really crisp, which is true. You never have to worry about it sort of loading up like some 2-strokes do. You don't have to clear it out. It's just instant response all the time. Sort of can't really say I miss the 300 compared to the 250. Hopping up over logs and jumping up over rocks, there was no issue today whatsoever, because I don't run the clutch lever. It's got the recluse on it. Always have to make sure that my RPMs are pretty right when I'm getting up over stuff like that. Today it was no problems. This thing really likes to be able to lug right down low and still pick up really nicely when it's down in the RPMs. So, you know, it's a way of the future, and really happy with the bike. Some people have said, oh well, it's quite a bit heavier than the TX, or even a little bit heavier than the TE, the non-fuel injected one. But I'm going to sort of say that sometimes in the cornering I did feel a little bit like there was a bit more weight there, sort of stopping it from cornering quite as nimbly as what the TX did. But it's not something you can really pinpoint. So I rode today with Nick Caldwell. He's a Western Canadian rep for Husqvarna, and he was on his 250i as well with the Euro spec. And he's got the stock forks. He wasn't really doing the dropping off the rocks like I was and off the ledges. I sort of said that the air forks give you that confidence that those Explorer forks don't really give. But other than that, it's brilliant. Well recommend people get this bike. It's just going to be a great bike to live with. Just don't have to mix gas, jump in it and ride. The downhills is better on this. I did run the standard Mikuni on the TX with the JD Jet kit, and it run perfectly. It was great. It had great bottom end, mid-range, and just absolutely hauled ass on the top end. So comparing that with this, this doesn't tend to die on the downhills. Now Nick was talking about a mod today that they do on the TXs on the 38mm Mikuni carb to bend the little tube that goes down into the float bowl, bend that forward so it's down into directly facing downward instead of facing back, and that stops the bike from cutting out. Probably would have been nice to know that back when I had the bike, but everybody knows it now because it's on video. Alright folks, great bike, get it, buy it. Husqvarna make great bikes, KTM make great bikes, same people. This has the linkage, KTM though doesn't. I do like the white plastics better than the red and the orange. Recommend putting the air forks in. Anybody's got any comments or want to know any questions, just send me a message on YouTube and I can answer it. It's not a problem at all. Bye for now.